I recently paid a visit to Lou Quallenberg's shop. Lou is a premier mesquite artist and woodworker, and more importantly to me, he's my friend. He was asking me about some finishing techniques for a big mesquite and pecan conference table he was about to complete. I decided it was worth a road trip to see for myself, bring some supplies, and do a little armchair quarterback sanding. And during this visit, we ended up talking about all sorts of things, and I decided I thought I'd share that conversation with you. So I hope you enjoy. Now here's the man himself. He cleans up pretty good.
Did you put your donuts away?
Hold on, let me get him.
I don't want to see people, seeing you eating donuts, because I don't want them to have that thought that.
Here.
Now this was a Mini-Max machine, right? That you have buried here.
Yeah, that's it.
Great.
Did you want me to get it all cleaned up and ready for you? I told you the shop's a mess. This is still my baby. Should I clean this up?
No. We're good. We want to see how it's used.
I'm out of room. Look at this. I got stuff everywhere.
There's that beautiful bandsaw. That was your first machine, right? Your
This is
first
my
Mini-Max
first
machine?
And my most favorite machine.
Yeah, me too.
I use this for everything. I cut, I rip, I make laminates. Look at this. This thing here, the best machine on the market. And I'm not just saying that either. Look, that machine will cut them.
Yeah, no, I know it.
No problem, man. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
perfect. And these are rejects, but I save them to show people.
Yeah.
You know, you're not getting my shorts down, are you?
Huh?
Don't get the legs. No legs. My wife said no legs. Get out of there.
Legs are good.
Get out of there with the legs. No legs.
Lou does a lot of cold bent lamination, and here you can see a lot of his forms and jigs lining the walls. It's an awesome process. Every woodworker I know has a someday pile. This is Lou's, at least part of it.
All of this is like, these are all from a burl. This is just gorgeous. I've saved this one. This has got burly sides. This is the edge of a burl tree. This is true burl. You see these knots?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes in the round ones there's a little, but there's more in here. This is I'm going to save for carving. Look at that one.
Great space for putting something
You
in
seriously did with the shorts down?
there. Yeah, I got a few shorts. It's all right.
Can you edit that thing?
Of course.
Oh, good. Look at this piece. This is primo, man. Remember that coffee table you're talking about? Look at
Oh, sorry.
this. Seriously, with the shorts again? I'm looking for a piece to show you.
A piece in particular or an
Yeah,
example?
It's an example of how well that bandsaw cuts. I saved it and then I put it away so I wouldn't lose it.
So this is a pine mock-up?
That's a fine mock-up of this table here.
Okay.
All right. This is the base of that table. This is all mesquite.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
You keep walking into it. You still filming?
Yep.
Hey, non-stop?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. How do you get? Get that over there. I'll show you how this thing works. The base of the table.
Wow. Yeah, the pictures you sent me didn't do it justice.
No, man. Isn't that cool?
That is really... And the top's just going to float on this.
The top, I'll show you that right now. Stop with this over here.
Oh, I'm filming a table. Your leg's got in the way.
Here's an A. Here it is. These bars are embedded under this tabletop. Okay?
Okay.
This is the pecan which sits on top. You know, this actually is nice to have this piece with that darker.
Yeah,
It gives
absolutely.
it that cool contrast, you know. Hold on, sorry. You got any fingernails?
So this is going to go here?
That goes there. Pull that off. Get that tape off.
Yeah.
All right, now
All right.
these babies
Gotcha.
sit.
Setting them holes.
Those holes. I'm gonna show you something. You, okay?
Okay.
I had to mark something like I'm gonna sign it, right? And I'm gonna put an X on it, right?
Okay.
I wasn't gonna do it. I forgot all about it. I got it sprayed.
The X, you can't get it out.
No, I can't get it, but you know,
That's your signature.
My signature. I actually have a signature. Let's see when it goes like that. And there's 4 of them.
4 of them, right?
They float all the way down.
And then the top, this goes, is you have a groove in that
There's a groove in that
on the
underneath
top.
there.
And then this allows the movement.
And then this, it goes either way.
So it
Can move.
The top can move.
The top can do whatever it wants to do.
Perfect.
Now watch this right here.
Okay. And this is how you unscrew it.
Yeah, that's how it actually here. Wait, I'll show you.
You break it apart.
It all comes apart because it has to go down and get into a room that's very hard to get into.
Right.
So all this had to be made to break down.
Right.
When you make something to break down, you got to reverse it. You got to think about how it's going to go together, figure that out, put it together, and take it apart, make sure it works. Like that. This, and this has to come off like this. Let me show you that one. And I've already put this on here. It goes. Oof.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 And these slot down in there, right? Now I got all kinds of. See how they work?
All right. You got some
I have-
threaded inserts.
And I have a little bit of movement. Even though if mesquite won't move, there's just enough on either side in case it wants to swell.
Yeah.
And this fits back on top after I get that together.
And then it'll screw into
And
the.
I'll screw it to there. And then when it's done that way, you'll never see this because the top's like
Of course.
this.
Of course.
But when you go look at the float, I don't even want you to see that. So,
So you made some plugs. Now, why are your centerpieces not centered? Because the top flows a different way?
top curves.
Gotcha.
And I follow the curve of the
You
top.
followed the curve of the top.
So
Okay.
that this is a kind of an art piece, but it's still comfortable to get enough people in there
Yeah,
and
it's
they relax.
going to be a functional conference
Yeah.
table.
Okay. I don't think this is funny, but every one of them is a special one made for each one.
Right.
That's each. Once the plug's in there, the Allen bolt. Can we show you the Allen bolt going in there?
Yeah.
Got it?
So I saw it.
You want me to go put it in there and show you how it works?
No, I think I get the picture.
You sure? But this is a video, so we should put it in with an Allen bolt or no? See,
Good. And then that'll be a magnet, right?
Yep, it's a magnet.
And even matches the grain almost.
It goes, you go like here, and I had to match it before I did this, so what I
Right.
did was I dulled this down and I'll put a little more spritz on that, it'll be closer. That's B. That's C.
You get one for X.
Yeah. No. Now I'll go there.
Lou's signature.
This is it. So basically, this one went a little lighter, see it?
Yeah.
But what I can do
But
now
no,
is-
once the top is floating.
I can actually go back now, because I made them when I built it, they were perfect before this finish.
Right.
I can go back to the different colors on these now. I can mismatch. I can put whatever they fit.
Yeah.
But that way, when you look like this,
No, it'll
don't see
just
nothing.
it'll just disappear.
it'll disappear.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. It'll come right out. Everything is just detailed. You know what I mean? Okay. But yeah, I signed it. It's signed under here. If I don't sign it, my wife is correct. Everything has to be signed. You know? And that holds up 360 pounds. No problem.
Easily.
Easy.
Clearly it does
I'll
that.
take the rest of the look. And I'll rub this out a little bit, but you're never gonna
So
see
this is
it.
a bridal joint here.
Yep, that's a bridal. That's the whole connection with the.
So when you break it down, those will pop right out.
I'll pop right out. And you know when I put the spray on it and I cleaned it all up, I'm like, wow, it's gonna be tight. It went.
You
Right
know
here.
what works great for joints you want to take apart is beeswax.
Yeah, put a little wax on
Put
it.
a little beeswax though, nothing that'll cure because
I got a-
beeswax stays waxy.
I got a solid chunk of that. Is that what you mean, like that?
It's you know what I use? I use the plumbing.
Okay.
You know the toilet fitting. I keep it in my shop,
I know you-
and,
yeah.
and when I want a
'Cause
joint
that'll
to
stay
come,
like
to come
that, won't
apart,
it? It'll stay.
it'll stay,
No problem.
and then it'll pop right out.
But now, I couldn't have done any of this without those mini match machines. I'm
course.
serious. I'm being serious. That bandsaw one of my favorite tools in the world. When I got that, I stopped using my table saw.
Yeah.
That joiner planer, beautiful.
You know, I tell people all the time that until I got my bandsaw, I didn't know what it could do.
No.
And you know, I don't do any solid wood ripping, anything like that, all on the bandsaw.
I just cut
Yeah.
I've cleaned some of this stuff up.
Yeah, easily.
All these were done through the joiner planer. I could actually, this is where your thought process comes in. They were going to be a certain size no matter what I did.
Right.
And they had to fit. But I got them to the point to where I could take them and fit them on my joiner and then my planer.
Right.
The thing I got to stop doing now is I keep walking into this because it's all over.
So you don't have any bending on this thing?
There's no bending on it.
I haven't seen a piece of yours that doesn't have bending in a long time.
This is all kind of straightforward.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's joints inside of here.
But the natural bends that take place in the pieces are just...
Yeah, this was the curviest piece on here.
Here you can see how the top floats.
Which is part of the design. Came out a huge chunk.
Now, where the hell did you find... I don't know that people understand how hard it is to find mesquite longer than about 6 foot.
Oh, I had a source for years down in South Texas. He got me trees that were 30, 35 inches wide at times.
Yeah.
10,
Was
11
that
feet.
there was
Big Ed Edwards.
there was a ranch down there called Half Brothers that was the hunting ranch.
It was a 25,000 acre ranch.
And we tried to get my dad to do a big hunt there.
Right,
And when I talked to the guys, I said, I don't want a deer.
right.
I want some mesquite because they had these huge mesquite trees, but they wouldn't go
What's
for
nice
it.
about this is they won't, when I would get this off that ranch, the big ones were going and I would get them.
Yeah,
The guy on the ranch said, as long as you take them when they're going, and which I like. I'm not cutting this huge tree down, I'm killing it.
yeah,
So Ed would come and give me the stuff I needed. He knew I would take the pieces nobody else wanted.
right.
Because I could make stuff out of those. I didn't want the straight grain mesquite. I got 2 slabs sitting right there. The same, you see them?
Yep, yep.
They're 22 to 24 inches by 11 feet long.
Wow.
Not a crack in them.
Wow.
Yeah, they're primo.
Another someday pile.
As you can see, I take very good care of this.
Yeah,
It's just dust. I promise you, it's just
it's
dust.
all wax.
It's when all this is gone, it all comes back out. I pull it all out of here because I had no room for that.
So you've never used a shaper?
Never used a shaper. I've never used a table saw. No, I should say that. I use a table saw for a gigantic bookcase. I use it for huge. I'll show you the picture of the mantle I built with it. I cut 45s that had to be this big. No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
You know, it is a helpful thing to have. If you're going to do it, you need a swing one like that.
Yeah.
Didn't I get this through you?
Yeah, probably all those years ago. Your dad, I met your dad before I met you.
You met Stevie? Or he
Yeah.
came down to
He
Mid-Max?
came down back when we were in the Austin facility, and I showed him the bandsaw, and he was like, "Oh, Lou's got to get one of those."
I did. I've
And
had that now.
that was your
Wow.
first day. You bought that
12 years.
long before you bought the combo.
Yeah. I've had the combo now 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But I also do this before I make a piece. Sometimes
So
I
you do
I
maquettes.
do maquettes. And I made him 3 different versions to see which one she wanted, and this is the one she picked. I actually made a larger to give me an idea if I liked it.
Yeah.
You know, if you can, in photography, I learned years ago, if you can see something this big drawn and it looks good, when you enlarge it, design-wise,
Yeah.
it will work. Same thing with designing a piece.
Yeah.
If it fits, it'll work.
And that's wonderful. Yeah, no, that's great. I very seldom do maquettes. Sometimes on a complicated piece, I'll do
This
something.
is the one I really wanted to do, but another day. This was a whole new design for a table. These would be solid chunks of mesquite and laminate. And the top would be like this.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? A lot of work though. She didn't. They didn't want to go for this, and I understand because that's a ton of wood to make.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a lot of mesquite. But I'm gonna make a smaller one for my own self.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't have all my maquettes either. Some are gone. Well, let's get back in the air conditioning. What, Lou?
This is nice too.
That was for a full-size version. It's in a private chapel. Yeah. The full-size one, there's 32 pieces of laminate in there. The full-size one, same thing. was 5 feet by 2 feet by 37 inches high, solid block that I carved the same thing into it.
Because I have a dining table that I want to do, and I want it's going to be a round table
Yeah.
because I don't like heads of tables, and so I want it to come. It's going to come out of the top,
Right.
and then there'll be an organic island all the way around that.
Wow.
That is Lazy Susan,
That's a cool idea.
and it'll have little tiny flat spots and stuff to
Put stuff in.
put stuff in, and I've had these walnut slabs that
Is
I've
this
had for
Texas
years. It's Arkansas walnut, I believe. It came out of Arkansas,
Different tree.
but it's been sitting for so long, and I've never known what to do with these pieces, and now I do.
Here we can see that table in the chapel.
That was me years ago when I'm working on a private chapel. I'd worked so many hours. I called myself Electric Blue. Every time I was walking, I was so tired. I was like, yeah. You know when you get that tired?
Yeah,
Body,
yeah.
you feel everything. So I drew myself. That was years ago. But this is, I draw my designs. Like
Yeah,
this,
of
this is
course.
going to be for a table.
Yeah.
I got the piece sitting over there. That was for a design for a solid chair.
You don't have enough time left, Lou.
No, I know I don't. My time is running out, man. But I'm trying to find a piece to show you.
You got to start prioritizing the ones you want to do most.
Hey, the big ones, they're wonderful, but they're a lot. Where the heck is that piece, man? Is that it? Oh, that ain't it. Here, see that one there?
Yeah.
All right, that's a sculpture I'm going to do next. I've saved this piece of wood for over 5 years.
Is that piece that was sitting out in the driveway?
Yeah, come here, I'll show you. Okay, that piece is bow.
Oh, man, I got that lazy. I'm sorry, I got your legs again.
You'll be like, are your legs in the picture? No, no legs. He edited them. There's no legs, no shoes, no nothing. It looks like pants from here up. You got to pick this up, so give me the phone. Now, I want you to see something.
All right.
Hold on, I got to back up. Pick up that piece right, the first one right there.
Am I gonna bust my butt?
No, you'll see. That's mesquite.
Right.
Fairly heavy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now pick that one up.
Well, this looks like mesquite too.
It is. It's both mesquite. That one's going to be that sculpture.
Holy crap!
Yeah. That's why I saved it. And that's got all
Wow.
burls in it.
All
It's beautiful.
burls, and
Yeah.
it's got to be dense as hell inside.
It is. I know it's solid, and that's going to be. You want to do it again?
All right, we'll do it one more time.
Hold on. Is it on?
It's on now.
All right. Here. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. There you go. Now
right.
that one is mesquite also.
Oh,
There you go, Sammy.
crap.
Look at you. You still can move that mesquite around.
that's dense.
That's this. They're both mesquite.
Yeah.
Just like this is mesquite.
But this, I
This is
mean,
mesquite.
those bugs really got to it.
Yeah. This has been laying around a long time when
Yeah.
you see them like that. I'll work with that one.
Because
but
when I turn them on a lathe, when I turn mesquite on a lathe, when you hit one of them live suckers and
Yeah.
it smacks,
Oh, yeah.
flattens out your mask,
yeah,
that's
I've
an
hit 'em.
experience.
You can actually, after even wood is kind of been sitting around air dry,
Yeah.
you cut into there, they're in there
They're
still.
in there, yeah.
They're little ugly monsters.
They
Big
are the
head, little
ugliest
tail. All they
bugs
do is eat and you know what,
know
eat
it.
and you know what. Now this
Ugly.
one I like because it's not that bad.
No, it doesn't have that many
It's got a little
wormholes
bit
at
in
all.
here, a little bit in there, but that is, look at
Hey,
this
I've
wood.
never seen them in another tree.
Look at that wood.
That type of bug.
I know. Isn't that gorgeous?
Are they called mesquite bugs?
There is, there was a book out on mesquite this gentleman wrote from A&M. It's a great book. There's actually
They
10
have
to
a great
11.
tree program where they take
Yeah.
care of trees all around the state.
There's 10 or 11 bugs that eat mesquite. I forgot the name of that one, but they're all in that book.
Yeah.
Let me get the air again. Hold on. I can't resist.
All right, so let's see this top. I mean, the finish isn't bad.
Yeah, I'm still working on them.
Is this where you've been rubbing?
right in here? I did this
Okay.
all the way down, a little bit section here, a little there, a little
Because
bit here.
that's better.
It's
I mean, I
better.
haven't seen just the plain spray.
Let me see if I can find one. But it takes you time.
It is. It's real time consuming.
How do you think it looks, okay?
That's a hell of a piece of wood.
Isn't that a beautiful piece of wood?
Good Lord.
You'll feel a little bit more in here. I didn't get into here yet. But it's a time consuming. I mean, to get it to feel like this, you just constantly rub it out. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in the middle. I started The ends had more, as you could feel in there. I started getting there. I'm pretty much,
Well, the ends, this is a softer wood.
Yeah.
This will take the finish different
it did.
than this will.
So basically, just kind of rubbing it more and more, you know, and then eventually rub it out. Look okay?
It actually looks good.
Okay.
It doesn't have that plastic look of being sprayed.
Well, I think
It
because
sometimes-
I'm using that 400, it's dulling it out.
Yeah, just giving it more of a satin.
But the only thing is, you know, it's just a gorgeous piece of wood. This took 2 gallons of this stuff. It's still in here. Still
That's
in here.
that's what, $180?
Yeah, that's 100, and you got it, man. $180 just
Yeah.
to fill out.
Wow.
But you know what it was? I'm trying to just keep it as even as I can. You know, there's still stuff in here I got to get out yet. And then, so you say you can wax that?
Yeah, you can wax
Can
that.
you use this wax?
And, I've never used it, but
It's a real soft wax.
real soft
What I like
beeswax.
about it is, because I've used every wax you can think of. You can put this on in 3 months. It's kind of dried out. Put a little more on. So a person that I give a piece to, I give them a little bit. So just put a little on it, and it makes it beautiful.
Yeah.
It dries out. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's not where you. If you get the paste work on wrong, oh boy. As you can see, I've been working on this end here, all the way down. How's it look, Sammy?
It looks good. No, it looks real good.
And I thought you were going to come here and sand with me.
You know, I ran a personal ad one time,
Yeah.
seeking attractive female who likes to sand.
See, where am I trying to show you?
No one ever answered.
Nah, no, I got. See how you
See
get
this?
the dots?
But that's in the epoxy too,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to get that out.
So I get it to the point where
But you're almost gonna have to wax that.
I'll wax the whole thing, but I get it to the point like this. Pretty smooth, you know?
Yeah,
Feel that one. It takes
Yeah.
a while to get that out of there.
it takes a long
And your
time.
edges have more, so you're working your edges. So,
And it'll affect the wood around it too.
yeah. But I think this with that, once it's all done, I think it's good to go, don't you?
I think it's beautiful. It's an impressive conference table.
Yeah. And down here, I had to make a decision. Follow me here, young man, with the video recorder. There you go. These were. This is part of. This is where branches were.
Yes.
This is what is poking.
This is where it starts. This is where the
Gets-
tree actually started.
So what I'm doing is, I didn't want black in here. I had to fill this all up. So I actually filled it like this, so you could still see it. It looks like part of the tree.
Yeah, yeah.
So I left it alone, and it's flat. I didn't want to dip. I didn't want darkness. I wanted it to be to where you
Yeah.
still have part of the tree.
Yeah.
You know, but as you can see here, I didn't get into here yet. All the way down here, I didn't do. Down the middle, that's what's left. But there's enough on there, I think, that I was able to work it.
Yep.
I'm trying to find a spot so you can see. I did a lot of it. I should have left it so you can see. It didn't feel like this at all.
So you're never gonna do this again?
A big table? I love it. It's beautiful. But if you don't have enough people, you can't. Every time I flip this, I have to call people to
Yeah.
flip it.
Yeah, yeah,
Now, when I was younger, not even this one, but other ones I could do.
yeah.
I can't do this one.
You need a crane in here or a hoist.
Yeah, there's guys that are doing that when they're flipping it now, you know, they have flips. But it's too big, don't you think? I mean, do you like doing them this size?
Not without a crew.
Head on.
Just pop it out.
All right, ready? Oop, pop it out, ready?
And just, there you go. There it
Good.
is. Now it's good to go again.
Look at you.
All right.
Can't get my shirt dirty.
Next row. Come on, get to work.
Hold on. Can't see where I'm at, man.
There you go.
There it is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is that nice?
It's nice.
This works better than that sandpaper. Really,
Yeah.
the sandpaper.
Yeah.
I mean, I can turn it to this one now.
It's really nice watching somebody else sand. It's a real luxury.
I gotta hit it.
Time.
It's nice. I like it.
I'm so happy with that product. It's not that much more expensive than regular sandpaper, and
Well, when I bought the first few,
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah, no, it does a great job.
Wall.
No, you don't look bald at all, Lou.
That look good?
It looks good.
Better, am I doing this better?
Yeah, let me see that a second.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you really want to, and it's hard sometimes to follow the natural
So
way the wood.
whatever you see.
I'm going with the wood.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, now I got you. Okay, so if I go back in there, I should go like this and back around that thing.
Right. So you were raised in Jersey?
Yep, New Jersey.
Where at?
I was raised in it. I was born in Atlantic City. They found me in a taxi cab. Okay. I was raised in Edison, New Jersey. My father was a photographer.
I think my uncle was driving that cab.
Your uncle was driving that cab?
Yeah.
He said, "Kid, where do you want to go?" I said, "I can't talk. I'm not even one." But I'll go to the casino.
So
Empty it out every time, right?
yes, yes,
When was that?
you were right there.
Just here, right?
Yep.
So go to this one. You want me to ask the questions?
So you were so Atlantic City.
Here you go. Went to Atlantic. I was born in Atlantic City, raised in Edison. My father was one of the best photographers I ever knew. I was taught photography from some of the oldest masters that were still alive. Stuff that you don't even find anymore.
And what was he like a studio photographer, like portraits
He was
and
a portrait. He did everything. Portrait. And
journalism?
He did no journalism. He wanted to be around his studio. He did all that other. My father did pictures for life. He worked with Eisenstadt as his assistant. He worked with Ouija.
Wow.
Yeah, he worked with all of them when he was a kid growing up. So I learned photography.
So you were like his apprentice?
Well, what they call, yeah, I was his apprentice too, like anybody else was. I actually worked in apprentice school. When you were apprentice, you weren't getting paid. You were learning. It was like going to college.
Right.
So I would work at night and come there during the day. The things I learned, you couldn't learn anywhere else. And then I learned from some of the old masters. Oh, I'm doing too far, right?
That's okay. That's all right.
Hey, now you're into that. You're not watching this.
It's all right. It's all right. I am watching that.
Okay, good.
So that's how you ended up being a photographer?
That's how I got into photography. By the time I was 21, I was doing photography.
And so you were working out of his studio, or did you?
His studio, he had his own
Okay.
studio. And my father knew all these artists. I remember as a kid running around George Siegel's lot where he had all these plaster people.
Yeah.
George Siegel.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be,
This is an example of George Siegel's work.
Yeah.
I'd be climbing on him. My father would be like, "Louie, get off of that!" Siegel would go, "It's okay, I can fix it. I put another wrap on it, it's fine." But it was art.
Yeah.
I would go to meet all these artists my father knew. So when I was younger, I was like, I want to do this. I want to learn how to do this, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So when did you venture out into your own studio?
I went to work for a guy that we knew. We did a large commercial job for, and he said, "You know what? I could use your help." And I was kind of getting tired of the neighborhood studio. I wanted to go in commercial advertising. So I went to go work for a commercial photography studio for a couple of years. And then after that, I built
And that was what you were shooting hamburgers and
we were taking pictures of everything,
flowers and-
people,
yeah.
places, flowers.
was that interesting,
Food.
or?
It was really cool. I
Yeah.
built sets for Gun Toys, JCPenney, Waterford, you name it. I built sets for it. We would build. I built a pond in the studio, full-size pond, maybe about as big as this. But we'd get birch trees, built the pond. The next day we'd come in. It's like water everywhere.
So is that when you discovered you like to build things?
I think I've been building since I was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been building all my life. But that's when I really started building sets. I built portraits for JCPenney. That's when I really like, I like making them. I
Yeah.
always like making something.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't stop making things.
Right.
You know how that is.
I know how that is.
You just can't stop. You gotta constantly stop.
It's a create. I call it the creative demon that
It is a
resides
demon.
inside.
It's my wife calls herself the work widow.
Like you have all those drawings. I have drawings and sketches of crap that I'll never get to.
No, I do too. I got tons. These are
You know? Yeah.
books. I'll never get to them. And not everybody that builds draws.
No.
A lot is done now with
Yeah.
the computer, which is cool. I can't do that.
I don't know. I you know, obviously be a part of.
All right.
What's that? It's looking good.
All right.
Though I think you missed the spot right there.
Here.
Yeah, right there.
I'll come back.
Go back. Spit on it. Get a little lubrication.
You can spit on that? Oh, I gotta empty that.
Yeah, empty that pad. But aren't those Abernets much better?
Yeah, you know what? Why didn't you tell me about these before I was using the
I
sandpaper?
don't know.
You're getting the shorts, right?
No shorts. So you were working for the commercial company, and then
Then I went off on my own, built another studio for myself.
and that was more like portraits and
Now commercial.
commercial still.
I built a 3-story studio in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And that's where I met my wife.
And what was she doing?
She was into the floral industry. She was actually the lady that started the floral part for Central Market.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she started that. They flew them all over the country when Central Market was just starting.
Now Central Market started in Austin, right?
It started in Austin, and when she moved back, we were having a long distance romance. When she moved back,
So she was in Austin when you met her?
No, I met her in New Jersey.
You met her in New Jersey, but was she from Texas?
She's from Texas. She got a job in New Jersey.
So that's how you ended up here?
That's how I ended up here. Yeah,
Son
that's
of a-
how I ended up in Texas.
Son of a gun.
Twice. Did I yell that out?
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you ever think you'd end up in Texas when you were young?
No.
Of all the states?
No. Never did. Matter of fact, I probably thought I was going to always be in New Jersey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, look at you. Did you think you'd be in Texas?
Hell no.
There you go.
No, I couldn't believe it that I ended up here. And it was stupid Minimax. Right? Because they had an office here.
Yep.
And I was a customer, and then they hired me.
And now, how many years later?
I know, right? It's
I've
too,
been here 16 years the second time. I moved here twice.
wow.
That woman got me here twice.
Yeah, we got here basically 05.
Yeah, we were 03. 02, 03. You gonna edit this?
Some points.
Some?
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've never done this before.
Oh, good. Try it out on me. Try it on the caveman.
Yeah, the
And
cave.
go from the caveman to the smart ones.
So why do you think you're a caveman and not a woodworker?
Because I'm not a woodworker.
As we look at the cave.
Cave.
But what, I mean, you're working with wood. How is that not a woodworker?
Most really good woodworkers are really good at the joinery, at getting the jigs, making jigs.
What?
That bores me. I
You
want to
got
make
a shitload of jigs. What are you talking about?
Because I had to make them.
Right.
I don't want to make them.
Of course.
I don't want to make them. I just want to make.
I don't know how many times I've made a jig. It take me 2 days to make a jig for a 5-minute cut.
Yeah, that was the same. I used to spray paint choppers.
Yeah.
In the 70s. My last chopper was 9.5 feet long. We would be doing all the bonding and lead work and taping for 10 minutes worth of spray.
Why were you spray painting choppers?
I was building choppers, motorcycles.
Oh, motorcycles. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. Yeah, I was thinking. Huh? I was thinking helicopters.
No, choppers, motorcycles. See, like I like to do this stuff too. This is park lot's full of dust, but
Yeah, no, that's spectacular.
you get the gist, right?
That's spectacular.
Look, handles. It's dusty. It's a handle design I have.
Yeah.
I want to make it bigger. After I made this, I realized it's too small for that kind. So I'm going to make them where it's 2 of them like this.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah, that's just beautiful.
I should be wearing a mask. Matter of fact, in this GoPro, I'm wearing a mask.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because if my wife says without the mask.
I'll Photoshop a mask on you.
See, and this is ebonized. I love this process too.
Now, do you make your own? You use the steel wool and the vinegar.
Vinegar. Beautiful.
Just white vinegar, right?
Just white vinegar. Let it sit for a week. When I take it out, I strain it.
Stinks
through.
like hell too, right?
Oh yeah, and it looks terrible.
Yeah.
Was I carrying something? No. Back this way.
Because I was thinking of ebonizing my kitchen pools, which I'm gonna make.
I love the process. Look at this piece. This is for a sculpture. This is going to hold a vase. Or a vase, whatever you say.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this I'll carve some of the ski down and leave something.
But you know, the nature has done most of your carving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah.
And you want to see you know who discovered this piece? Wait. This sat in front of my shop for years. I'll show you why. There's my moose, Bullwinkle. See him?
That's Bullwinkle. It is. It is.
So my wife comes in one day, enough with the Bullwinkle. Do something with it. I'm like, what? She says, yeah, make that.
I don't know. I kind of like it as Bullwinkle.
It was out there for years.
Huh.
It's cool though, it is.
Yeah. So what the hell got you into Harley Davidsons? I had a customer who was the.
Really?
In
You want
my-
to know what really got me in Harley Davidson? You can't record this.
Yes, I will. I'll edit it out.
Okay.
All right.
You better.
Okay.
All right. I'm 13. I already made mini bikes. I've already bought a Honda. All my friends, we wrecked it. But I always wanted a Harley. But now I'm 15, going on 16. Well, my father was a fantastic photographer. Back to the photography. He would hire people as apprentices. You want to learn photography, he had one rule. You work and you make sure here every day you have to be here, otherwise you're gone. So now I'm a kid, I come running down the stairs, and we live in the house and downstairs, and there's this huge 6'8" guy working the chemicals, developing color film. Big Tom Evans. Holy man, he was a biker. But he was cool, he loved photography.
Yeah.
And as an apprentice. So there's Curly and I one day. Tom said, come on out, a couple friends of mine are coming over. You want to see some real bikes? Well, these two choppers pull up in front, and these are when they had to make the front ends, make these choppers. They were gorgeous, panhead and a shovel. And on the back of the chopper were some really beautiful ladies. Curly and I look at each other and go, we gotta get off this.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
Choppers,
Yeah, yeah.
Those bikes were gorgeous.
So how the hell did you get into woodworking? Or wood butchery or wood
Wood butchery?
wood caveman,
How did I
wood
get into-
cavery?
I'll tell you how I got into this. Ski. I was building pergolas. I was building pergolas in the Northeast. I was actually starting a business for pergolas. In fact, one of my designs is
So
still up there.
why did you stop photography?
Well, I came out here, I was still doing photography, but I saw the writing on the wall. Photography was changing. You had to spend more money in photography. It was like, you know what? I think I started building when I was still in New Jersey. before
Everything was
I
going
Texas.
digital.
It was going digital, and things were changing, and I wanted to make things that were more three-dimensional. Photography is two.
Yeah.
Three with wood or sculpting. And I enjoyed it. So I started building stuff in New Jersey. And some of my pergolas are out in the Hamptons. And then 9/11 happened. My wife wanted to come back to Texas. So back we came. And probably the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, that's on there. I'm gonna edit that out.
All right, we'll edit it out. And the legs. I'll edit the legs out. Anything else?
I know you're not gonna do that. I know you're gonna leave the
Do I have to edit the shine out of your head too?
Is there a shine here? You're supposed to be over there.
Oh, okay.
Really? Come on, man. Work with me here. See, this one's always the hardest one right here.
Yeah, well,
What happened here
especially
was-
when you get to the edge too.
This is really, underneath here, if you were to see it, it was gone. I had to recreate the table underneath.
Yeah.
So what's happened here is you get a little bit,
Yeah, no. You're gonna,
we're gonna get that.
and plus you're going from heartwood to
Yeah.
the other. That's right at the pith too.
It's right at the pith, right in here.
Yeah.
And then what happens here is some of this is softer.
Yep. Oh, it's a nightmare. Pecan is a nightmare for those of you listening who have not worked with it.
Yes. It's a beautiful slab.
So you just started playing with mesquite, or
No.
you were using mesquite in pergolas, or what?
Now, I'm building pergolas. The last pergola I made was out of mahogany.
That makes sense.
It was, and people don't realize that mahogany will last just
Yeah,
like cedar.
it's the right wood for it.
I had like 120 mortise and tendon joints putting it together. So then a friend of ours came by. We just had really got to know them. Ava Rowe. She wanted a mesquite table, mesquite coffee table. And I said to her, what's mesquite? This is 2005. So I found 3 or 4 slabs. And she wanted organic. You know, that natural land.
Yep.
And at that time I was doing like what you would call modern Danish legs. Remember them?
Okay.
Very simple angle.
Yep, yep.
All of my stuff still reflects in that.
Yeah.
So I got 3 or 4 slabs. I said, that's all I had, 3 or 4 slabs. I said, pick one out. She goes, that one. I made her the table. She loved it. Haven't looked back since. Been making mesquite, I don't know, hundreds of pieces out of mesquite. And a lot of people, I don't know if you ever met, a lot of people don't really like working with mesquite.
No, I hate it.
It's you got to really know this wood.
Yeah.
To make that out of mesquite, not everybody's going to want to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Just I remember the first time I ever cut mesquite when I moved my shop down here, and I took a piece off of on the bandsaw, a fairly wet piece. I was turning a bowl, and I came back the next morning, took that piece of wood off the table, and there was this huge stain on my cast iron. And then I've even had like router bits rust up overnight if I used them.
You used them on there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very abrasive. I know people develop not an allergy so much as a sensitivity
They do.
to the mesquite.
I've been sort of fortunate, but when I start really working with it, even when I'm always wearing my mask,
Yeah.
you'll feel it. You will. See, mesquite also is, for me, a niche.
Yes.
This is what I do.
Yeah.
I work with mesquite.
Yes.
You want to know about mesquite? I know a little bit.
As we're interviewing you over a piece of pecan.
I know. Yeah, that's right. I work exclusively with mesquite, but this is pecan. I was actually looking.
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid.
I was looking for a slab this big in mesquite. I could not find it.
No, I can't imagine you'd be able to.
Not at all. 'Cause I'm looking at pecan. Am I doing it good?
Yeah, it's looking really good, actually.
I'll do this a few more times.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, we'll do it.
And then you're delivering it at what? You're delivering it Tuesday?
Saturday.
Saturday?
I got there
Tomorrow?
next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
The guy couldn't do it during the week. He has his own shipping business. He's the guy that ships my work everywhere. And I called him. He could do this. He said, "Yeah, I could do it on a Saturday." So actually, I have to call him when I'm done with you. I got to call and stick this all up again. And we're gonna do it next Saturday.
How many guys?
I'm gonna have a couple with me, and I need people there too. This is it has to go sideways,
Yeah.
down, and in.
Yeah.
So I just want people to bounce it off of, hold on to it, you know? Too fast.
Whenever I've done a piece of pecan for a client, I always warn them it could move. In the future, it could creep and move
These
and check.
metal bars in there.
They
this
allow
one's on
that.
each side.
Yeah.
So if it moves,
But I mean, it can check.
it can crack.
It can crack. It does all sorts of funky stuff, especially if it's in an environment that's going to change a lot.
Well, this is going to go from here now into air conditioning. Okay?
All right.
But when
I wish the best, my son.
the thing about it is, I also learned with this, these are dried really well. A lot of times people don't dry that pecan enough.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, like this has been flat and dried sitting in this.
But it's never been in air conditioning.
Oh yeah, it came from air conditioning. Brandon's place, he had this sitting there for 7 months.
In
Before it
air
got-
conditioning?
In air conditioning.
I didn't realize the air conditioning.
His shop is air conditioned.
Wow.
So this had been in 78 to 80 degrees for months. I brought it here at 105.
Okay.
Look at it.
All right.
It did a little bit. Perfect.
Well, it may do it again when you
It
deliver it.
might go back, but if it does, I gave it the room. And it's like, I even tell people with mesquite will check too.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
It's a live tree. It was a tree.
Yep.
It's not all done. But wherever I saw, I might have saw a crack somewhere, I opened it up and filled it. Like these were tremendous cracks.
Yep.
There's a lot of epoxy.
A lot of epoxy in there.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to use epoxy. If you use polyester, it's a mess.
Yeah, no,
And it doesn't fill well.
it doesn't feel well. You mind if I run in and get some water? Because it's 98 degrees out here in my air-conditioned studio.
All right.
So I'm walking this way to go out and get water.
Okay, bring me some.
I'll bring some more water for you.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to get water.
Okay.
All right.
There goes Lou.
And by the way, when I'm talking to Sammy, it's because I'm saying, how about this? Because Sammy is really one of the best. The guy that's recording this is a top woodworker. Sprayer, designer, artisan, the whole bit. You name it.
He was sanding this with sawdust when I came today. So I brought some sandpaper. I said, Lou, you got to get into the 21st century, or at least the 19th century.
Turn the GoPro around and show them what you look like.
Oh, they know what I look
They don't
like.
know what you look
They
like.
know what I
You're
look
not
like.
doing it. Okay. What do you think of steel wool, huh?
I do. I think that's how you, that's the end. That's the last stage. Steel wool with a touch of paste wax. Just to fill the scratches leaving behind. It's looking much better than when I came, actually.
Is it?
Yep.
Alright, I'll take a break from it.
So did you sell, did you,
Turn that around, I got feet here.
okay.
Up.
What? We're up, we're fine.
Yeah, see,
So how many years do you think you got left of really humping this?
this is it.
This is it? Yeah, this is the last one?
No, I want to do about another 10 years. I can get into my 70s, that's enough.
Yeah.
And I watch people do this. You know, the other thing that happens to you, you lose a little bit.
Yeah.
You lose a little bit in your eyes.
Oh, the eyes are the worst.
You know, I have to look sometimes, you know, even with these.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Is there a mark there? Years ago, I never had to do that. So you lose a little bit of something. When
Yep.
you know you've lost that, why are you doing it? But
But all you've gained in the meantime is, it sort of compensates for itself.
yeah, it does. But everything I've done has helped me do what I do.
I mean, if I knew what I knew now, when I started actually producing pieces,
What would you do different?
they would have been much more spectacular. I wouldn't have made the same mistakes, but then I wouldn't have learned. I know it's just, how do you,
Learn though.
exactly, you got to do it.
You're not going to learn if you don't make those mistakes.
You got to do it.
You know, I've made so many mistakes. I don't show people. I mean, I got boxes of them. You know. You see along the edge here, I got to go like this
Yeah, you got to be very careful.
because this here,
No,
that'll be gone.
it'll be gone.
So I go right up to it, like this way.
I wouldn't even do what you're doing with your fingers. I would keep that on a pad
Really?
and just let the
Your
pad.
fingers are going like this. Huh?
Yes, exactly.
Ah, see, I learn something every day. Got any more questions? What do you got?
I don't know. So that's it then, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if there's more, if you got one before you go, whatever you do, we can add one on because you can edit this.
But I do have to ask you one thing
Right.
that my colleague would wanted me to ask. If you could describe Minimax in one word, your experience with Minimax, what would it be?
My experience,
That's the machines, pleasure.
it's a pleasure working. It saves me time. I know I'll compare it to this. When I got into photography, learning from the old masters, you didn't need a lot of equipment. You needed what you could see with your eye, what you could do. And they would tell you you could take a beautiful picture with a light bulb and a bed sheet. You don't need the equipment. But as time goes on, you get more and more into it and better at it. You try to get something you need that's going to help you with what you do. It's just a tool.
Right.
Minimax fills that way. I can go over there and cut a slice like that. Not even worry about it. That's what's so good about it.
Yeah.
That give you the word.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, it was a good word. And then a good explanation of the word.
How do you just kind of go like that?
Just leave it alone.
Okay.
Leave that alone.
Ah, you sound like, leave it alone, don't touch it.